right, everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Save Point Vids podcast. I am Josh, and as always, I've got Sean and Chase here by my side. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about Death Stranding. Kojima released a new trailer / gameplay clip. We'll be talking about religion and Cyberpunk 2077, among other stories. But before we get into that, again, I did want to remind you that this is the Save Point Vids podcast. This is our flagship show, and you can find it at youtube.com/SavePointVids. Follow us on all the major social media platforms to stay up to the date on any changes and news that we might have. Just search Save Point Vids on those platforms. And if you don't want to look at us, feel free to follow us on the podcast platforms, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Cast, SoundCloud, among others, Spotify. There's, chances are if you're listening on any podcast service, we are on there. Just search the Save Point Vids podcast, and you can find us there as well. So I guess with that out of the way, let's get right into the news. Again, first story up is new Death Stranding details emerge. With November's release date on the horizon, we are starting to learn more details about the story and characters of the PlayStation 4 exclusive Death Stranding. A new trailer released shows a character by the name of Hartman, played by Danish director Nicholas Winding Refn, maybe? R-E-F-N. I mispronounced your name, I apologize. Maybe Ryan. And he apparently is a member of Bridges and is, quote, is committed to researching the truth of the Death Stranding, end quote. In a subsequent tweet, Hideo Kojima explains that Hartman's heart stops every 21 minutes and then he is revived. After one of these revivals, Hartman speaks to Sam Bridges, played by Norman Reedus, and explains what it's like to live in this manner. Kojima's tweet is as follows, quote, Hartman cutscene that was introduced at San Diego Comic-Con is out now. Hartman is a member of Bridges. His heart stops every 21 minutes, spends his time in the world of the dead for 3 minutes, and comes back by AED. 60 times per day, thanks to my best friend and filmmaker, Nicholas W. Ryan, for his appearance, end quote. Did you guys actually see the trailer?
No, I read the...
It's not even really a trailer. It looks like it's just a cutscene that they clipped out.
Right.
But yeah, he's basically in a library. It looks like in his own home, where he has a hospital bed hooked up to some monitors, and he just explains like, hey, I literally live for 21 minutes at a time, and then he has this like giant defibrillator strapped to his chest that like shocks him back to life every 3 minutes.
You watched the trailer, right?
I watched it, yeah.
Did they even say why?
No, it's another strand. It's another strand. But yeah, he's basically trying to figure out what the Death Stranding is. So he goes to like the netherworld or whatever it's called. But he goes to like the other side for 3 minutes to figure out what's going on. But when he comes back in this clip, he gets out of bed, and then Norman Reedus is sitting there. Sam is sitting there on the couch, and he kind of explains that, anytime he wants to like watch a movie or listen to music, he has to do it in 21. So there's a bookshelf that he points out.
That sucks. So
where
bad.
like one of his favorite movies is like a silent film from the 1920s that's 19 minutes long.
Hey,
and so that's kind of what it literally clarifies nothing about what ultimately what the game's about to be about.
So he goes and you said he like explores.
Yeah, I think they didn't show that, but that's kind of what he says. So he's dead for 3 minutes.
Do you guys think he's like doing it on purpose?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Or is like somebody forcing him to like die all the time?
Unless I missed it, it didn't say.
Okay.
So but yeah.
I'm sure you didn't miss it. I'm sure it's.
Yeah.
So I mean, unexplained.
Yeah, I don't think they really talk about like why he dies, and it's why it's every 21 minutes specifically, because Kojima, there's got to be a reason why.
That's like
he lives for 21 minutes and then he dies for 3 minutes and then he's revived. I'm sure it's something, but
like how long an eclipse lasts? Like
yeah,
on the summer solstice every 500 years, or something weird like that.
But yeah, they didn't really specify, and obviously that's by design. But who knows? I'm at this point.
Something tells me it is on purpose, though.
Oh, yeah.
I'm speculating, but I have a feeling that it's on purpose.
That what?
That he keeps dying and reviving.
I'm sure it is.
Like it's not like a sickness or anything.
No. Well, that's the thing. He didn't look in the trailer. He didn't look sick. He didn't look like he was dying. He didn't look like he was terminal. When he was revived, and he knows what's going to happen. Obviously, he didn't jump out of bed, but he got up he was just sleeping.
Yeah.
And then he was explaining again that to Sam that I have to live my life literally in 21-minute chunks before I die again, and then the AED that's strapped to his chest is it's on a timer to go off every 21 minutes or after every 3 minutes he's dead or whatever. And I don't know if you guys remember the long trailer that Kojima released, I think right before E3, where Sam was walking through the forest. You remember that? And he like the floating whatever they were called, I can't remember. They were like the black figures were like floating in the air. Yeah. I don't know if that is what I don't know if that's like the other side, and that's what he is referring to when he goes there for 3 minutes. Because like I said, he's like, I die for 3 minutes, but my ultimate goal is to figure out what the Death Stranding is. I'm committed to researching the truth of the Death Stranding. So I don't know if that's kind of what that means. I think this game, it's going to go one of two ways. It's either going to be, and I think we said this before, it's either going to be Game of the Year, 10 out of 10s, or it might, I don't want to say it's going to be a dud.
It ain't going to be a dud
but
financially.
No, not financially, not even...
but it might just be so out there.
It might be so convoluted that...
It turns some people off.
That's what I'm worried about. I mean, I'm in 100%. I'm day one. I'm going to play it and Kojima, you can have my money now.
But even when like Kojima does tell a story that's like convoluted, like the Metal Gear Solid series, it's specifically done for a reason,
right?
Unlike like how like people say Kingdom Hearts 3 is convoluted. I think they just were like throwing stuff in there to throw stuff in there.
Yeah.
But if he does it, it's for a reason, and it's for like a big payoff. Like once it all comes together.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully you're right. I just. And again, he's doing everything that he has released so far is 100% by design. He's not leaving anything to chance. I just hope that he's able to bring it together and have not only is the story entertaining, but is the world that we're going to be playing in actually, is the gameplay going to back it up?
Right.
Now, because he did design Metal Gear Solid 5, all signs point to yes. I'm just hoping that it doesn't like fall flat, or that maybe he's having an intricate plot at the expense of the gameplay, or the gameplay is going to or the plot is going to be at the expense of the gameplay, or vice versa. Hopefully he is able to bring it all together.
I think he will. Whenever he's been like invested in a game that he actually wants to make, that's never been a problem,
right?
One way or the other.
Yeah, no, I agree. So yeah, like I said, it's coming out in November. Chances are we'll see a couple other like tidbits and trailers and things like that, over the coming months. But I could not see anything for the rest of the preview cycle, and I would still buy it day one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
100% in. All right, next story. Gambling and GTA Online. This came out last week, of course. Rockstar's latest update to the mega successful GTA 5 has been causing quite a stir. They've added the Diamond Casino and Resort, a virtual, you guessed it, casino. The uproar, however, stems from the fact that you can use real-world money to purchase the virtual in-game currency to spend at the casino to then purchase in-game items such as cosmetics for your vehicles and characters. What you can't do, however, is take any virtual winnings from the casino and then cash them out for real-world money. It has also been confirmed that you cannot take shark cards to use in the casino. Shark cards for the uninitiated are virtual gift cards of sorts that can be purchased with real-world money. As of the time of this recording, 1.25 million in virtual currency can be purchased for $19.99 USD. The same with loot boxes and other titles, it seems people are afraid of this being a gateway drug of sorts to actual gambling addictions and is yet another way for publishers to make more money. I know we've kind of talked about this a little bit. Where do you lie on, or where do you guys come down on loot boxes in general?
I don't like it.
Me either.
So what is it you just don't, like, why not? Is it...
I think they take away from the game because, well, in certain games they take away from the game that's shipped because they hold back content behind loot boxes. I do think people with gambling problems do get hooked on certain games, and they drop thousands upon thousands of dollars. And that's the kind of people that they like to prey on. And, like, loot boxes have always been, like, kind of casinos, but the fact that they're kind of, like, making it. like, they just kind of, like, are just, like, screw it. Like, here's an actual casino that you guys can go. And the fact that they said that you can't cash out, well, there's, like, third-party websites where you can cash out your
for sure, and
your
there is
in-game stuff.
There is like I mean, with any game that has loot boxes, there is always a black market.
There's a black market for that kind of stuff, and
officially, yes, Rockstar, they don't have an ability to cash out. Now that doesn't stop third parties from creating platforms that allow you to do that.
Yeah, and people have been doing that a long time.
I'm of two minds. I really do understand why people don't like loot boxes because it can seem predatory. But I truly look at it, and I've had this debate with others that I truly don't believe it's any different than going to a store and buying a pack of Pokemon cards, hoping that you get the holo. You know what I mean? Like to me, it's the same. It really is. Like it's you're putting your money down on the chance that in this pack of cards you're going to get the one rare card that you want to complete the collection, or the little gumball machine to get the one little toy that you put your quarter in, you turn the handle, and you hope that the one little toy that's in the little plastic ball pops out that you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. What I would say to that is, like, if you're going up to the shop to get a Pokemon card, and I'm talking about more like specifically like kids, because
sure,
adults can they'll do whatever you want. There's like cases of people like taking their parents like credit cards and shit.
Oh yeah, I mean
and
there are extreme cases in every situation, and I don't discount that. And if you do have a gambling problem, please find help. But I really think that. I mean, if it is gambling or it's not, you are. I don't know. I don't know if labeling it gambling is all that important. I mean, you're taking your money and you're putting it into a game at the chance that you're going to win something that you want out of it. I guess technically that would be gambling.
Right.
But I don't know if that's such a bad thing. I mean, in this case, all things being equal, GTA is a mature rated game.
Right.
Ideally, in a perfect world, you have to be 17 or 18, depending on what part of the world you live in, to play it. Now, we know that's not the case.
Right.
So I understand. But then, it really, as a parent, I truly believe it falls on the parents to...
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want your kids playing the game, or you don't want them using your credit card, then don't let them play the game, and don't let them use the credit card.
Right.
And so, I think that people... Not you guys, but like people that are against loot boxes, that are like so against it for that it's... I don't know if it's predatory. I don't see it that way. I really think that it's on...
That shit don't work on me. I've never spent a fucking dime on loot boxes. Like, what I really don't like about loot boxes is that when you buy a game and you can tell that it is pulled shit out to put in loot boxes.
Right.
That's the main reason why.
That's why I don't really like
and
it.
That's fair. And that's a whole different
I'm like, man, I spent $60 on this, and then I gotta like.
Now, are you talking about loot boxes like in this sense for like skins, or are you talking about like DLC content, expansion packs?
Like expansion packs I actually would pay for like content.
Right.
It's more like the nickel and dime stuff, like that you guys could have put in the game, but you didn't.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Stuff that probably would have been.
Like I look at like CD Projekt Red, and like they could have made so much money if they would have just had like microtransactions like throughout all their games. So they're that good, but they chose not to do that, and you got to respect like people like that.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying, like turning on a game and just constantly getting bombarded to spend more money. It just annoys the shit out of me. That's all.
I agree, and there's. And with that, he walks off. He dropped the mic and left. He's like, I'm fucking out. No, I mean, I get it. I really do. And there are certain types of games where if this was last generation, before the idea of loot boxes, it just would have been, you had to earn it. Like the weapon skins and, the character skins and things like that, cosmetics. It would have just been... You would just have to play the game in a certain way to unlock it, and then you know what I mean. So now I do understand that in that sense, but kind of going back to GTA, I just don't. I think that, and this kind of goes into a bigger issue, so I won't get into it too much. But I think that this day and age, and I really do believe this, is that people are very good about pointing the finger for their problems at everybody else. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, they refuse to take accountability for themselves. Yeah. It's like, again, it's the parent who gets upset with the kid because they got the credit card and then spent money on loot boxes or microtransactions.
Oh, that'd be the last shit you ever bought.
And then, and then
you better enjoy that.
And then they want to get mad at the game when, if you were, and I hate to say it, but if you were being more careful and, having a better eye on your kids and what they were doing, and I say that as a parent of an 11-year-old who plays Fortnite religiously, like, if you don't want them to spend money, then don't give them access to it. It's for me, it really is as simple as that.
Right.
You know what I mean? But anyway, so this controversy, it's not going anywhere. I mean, it's if anything, it's going to keep happening as more publishers find ways to, like you said, put things behind paywalls. Most infamously, you had Battlefront 2 come out last fall with the whole loot box thing, which
really got the ball rolling on.
It really did, and it was, and not only that, it wasn't just cosmetics; it was actually pay to win, which was the big thing. Is that if you just were willing to pay more money, you had better access to weapons and powers and abilities. So anyway, point is that this isn't going anywhere, but it'll be interesting to see, with GTA 5 being again one of the most successful games. At this point, I think that Rockstar is probably just sitting back and laughing and counting their money all the way to the bank. I really do believe
billions
that
of dollars.
they really. I don't think they knew. They're such a smart company that they knew what was going to happen. They knew the backlash. They knew what was going to. But they're not doing anything illegal. They're not doing anything. Now, whether you want to call it unethical or not, that's a different story. But they're playing within the rules and they're laughing all the way to the bank. So.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Cyberpunk 2077 interview on religion being included in the game was mistranslated. Did you guys see anything about this?
No. Okay. I have no idea what that is.
Okay. So, in an interview from Gry Online WP, a Polish news site with CD Projekt Red that was then translated into English, has seemingly been mistranslated, causing quite a stir. Before being clarified, it was originally thought that Cyberpunk 2077 would have real-world religions depicted in-game.
Bad idea.
Even if those depictions were offensive. The original translation reported one quote from CD Projekt Red Quest director Metsus Tomaskowicz that stated that CD Projekt Red will, quote, will not avoid any subject, even if this may offend the sensitivity of some, end quote. This apparently included subjects like Christianity, which the translation claimed would have its own in-game faction. IGN then reached out to CD Projekt Red to ask if the quote was accurate, and as it turns out, it is not. CD Projekt Red then sent IGN their own translated version of the interview, which I've copied below. So it goes like this. It was an interview, obviously, it was back and forth. So the website, translated into English, said, "You mentioned religion. Does it still exist in the cyberpunk world?" And CD Projekt Red responded, "Yes, and in many forms. As I mentioned, our vision is somehow based in the real world, and religion is a very important part of the latter society-wise. In our game, we're going to see, for example, Christianity and its different branches of religions from the East." Back to the website. "Sounds controversial. Someone will enter a church just to cause havoc."
Is this wow? First of all, because I already know where this journalist is going with that.
100%.
Is that the corrected version of the?
Yes. So what I'm reading now is the corrected,
Okay.
translated version from CD Projekt Red themselves.
Okay.
So my thing is, I wonder if somebody just plugged the interview into like Google Translate
Probably.
and it like fucked it up and didn't give the context, which happens from time to time. But okay,
Right.
so CD Projekt Red responded, "We do not want to avoid religion as a topic. Authenticity of the world is what counts for us. Technically, the situation you mentioned is possible, but this is all about the choices made by the player. We won't encourage the player to do so. In our quests, which involve religious themes, we make sure there's no disrespect." It is noted that the correctly translated interview did not specifically mention any in-game Christian-based faction either. It simply states that just like in the real world, religion will play an important part in the world of Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, like you were saying, the journalist was saying like, hey,
He was poking in there. He was trying to get a little controversy out of that interview.
what's stopping somebody, which you know will happen, day one, somebody's going to put it up on YouTube and Twitch, and it's going to get
But I
a
don't
bunch
care
of
if
views.
people do that, man. I really don't.
You don't,
It's a-
I don't, because we know what video games are about.
It's just a video game
But what's
to
gonna
me.
But what's gonna happen when it's the same thing with GTA? What's gonna happen when CNN or Fox News gets a hold of that? You know what I mean?
cry about it.
And it's the same thing about like, you know, going into New York City and, you know, causing havoc, you know, in GTA 3 right after 9/11
Right.
came out. You know, and or no Russian for, and you know, in GTA or in Call of Duty 4. So yeah, you could see where he was poking, but yeah, somebody's going to do it just to get the clicks, just to get the views.
I'll do it. If you guys want to see it.
But yeah, somebody's going to walk into a church and shoot the place up just because they can. Now, I am interested to see how they do handle it in the sense that, you know, if they really do put religion in there, and obviously they're going to, if you know,
Right.
but you know. Because really, games don't tackle religion.
No,
not like in a very direct,
deep
not in a direct
way.
manner. And so to see, you know, if there are quests that
Right.
involve religion, like how deep does it go? Is it just?
I think it's really cool that it's in the game.
I do too. I'm really interested. I don't think that, you know, just, you know, like with any art form, and video games are art, any art form, I don't think that any topic should necessarily be off limits.
Right.
And so I'm interested to see what it's about. You know, I hope it's done and you know, CD Projekt Red, their track history says it will, but hopefully it's done and I don't even care about it being quote unquote respectful, but in a way that doesn't feel forced or shoehorned, or that they just put it in just to be controversial. You know what I mean?
Make it organic to
Make
the
it
world
organic.
that they built.
Yes, exactly. So I'm interested to see that. And again, is it, you know, you know, just thinking about it when I read the story is like, you know, you get the, you know, how obviously with Cyberpunk, the whole point of the story is like you have these implants that can like change you, you know, and your main character, what is it, Johnny Silverhand, played by Keanu Reeves. What's his name in there?
I can't remember.
I think it's Johnny Silverhand.
I think that's right.
You know, he shows up in your visions, and so
Oh, is that what that is?
yeah, so
Okay.
he's a main character in the story. He's like the main supporting character.
Uh-huh.
They said it's not just like a short cameo. He's actually, for whatever reason, they don't explain it yet, or you haven't found out yet. But yeah, he's like, you start seeing him in your vision, in visions. But that could be cool. You know, you take like the old school like religion versus the new tech.
Right. That's kind of Deus Ex.
Yeah,
It's
kind of. Or
I
like-
mean, not really with the religion part, but kind of like,
No,
do
yeah,
you want
but-
to be like human?
Right.
Or be augmented and...
But yeah, I mean, like, you know, people, you hear stories in the real world about like religious fanatics that see visions, And so how is that gonna, if they
Right.
do something like that, how is that gonna like play against the people that are augmented? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of a cool like, two sides to one coin situation that they've created. So I'm pretty pumped about it. Yeah. What about you guys?
Yeah.
Good?
When's it come out?
Next year, May, maybe April, May. I can't remember the exact release date. It's next spring for sure. Because that and Final Fantasy VII Remake are within weeks of each other.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be
for my time
yeah. So,
And money.
and money.
Yep. All right. Just a couple more stories. So, original Doom trilogy gets shadow dropped on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? Because they just put it up like 2 days ago, right?
Yeah.
Or 3 days ago.
Yeah, just within the last couple of days. So, at this year's QuakeCon, id Software announced that the original Doom and its 2 sequels are now available on current gen hardware. Doom 3 will also include both the Resurrection of Evil and the Lost Mission expansions. The first 2 games are listed as $4.99 each, with Doom 3 being $9.99. Please note that these games are for sale individually and are not available as one bundle. So this is a quick story. It was just kind of cool. I have zero interest in playing Doom 1 and 2 again. I've played them both briefly on PC. I think it was on a floppy disk, maybe, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yeah, I've played it since I was real little.
The only reason I brought it up is because I thought it would be cool to go back and play Doom 3. That was the one that was more survival horror.
Mm-hmm.
It was,
That game was scary as shit.
Yeah.
It was.
At least at the time,
Right.
I remember it being scary. I don't
Yeah.
know if it holds up.
I don't know either. But yeah, again, quick story. Not too much there. Did you guys play the Doom reboot 2016 or 2017?
No, but I
No.
want to, man, because everybody says like the best game ever.
It's good. I mean,
A little
if
bit
you,
of hyperbole,
if
but
you-
I've heard it's like one of the best first-person shooters
if you just
ever.
want a fast and fluid, because I mean, nobody does like technical gameplay like id.
Right,
I really
yeah.
believe that. Like, if you want like 60 frames, super smooth and silky, gunplay, id is the way to go. But yeah, I mean, if that's all you want, you just want to run and gun. You're never standing in one spot. You're always moving. You're always shooting. You're always twisting and turning. That's the way to go. I'm really excited for what's the next one called? Doom Eternal. Yeah, Doom Eternal.
I think it's coming out soon.
Yeah, I think it's coming out this fall.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped for that. I'm very, very excited to see that one. They had a really good E3 demo, which I was pretty stoked about.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, quick story. And then the last one I have is Fortnite champion nabs $3 million grand prize at the World Cup. Did you see this?
No. I saw some
he's
guy
like
get booed off stage
I
because
saw
he's a
that.
He's
cheater.
like 16 years old or something.
So Kyle Giersdorf, 16 years old of the United States, more
Dork, more like.
commonly known as Booga, I think is how you pronounce it, has been crowned grand champion at the first Fortnite World Cup. He earned a total of 59 points to cruise past the competition. The runner-up, Psalm, scored 33 points by comparison. The point totals were combined from 2 categories, one being where you placed in the match, and the second being how many kills you tallied up. That way you were discouraged from hiding until there were only a few players left. A big congratulations to Kyle. I just want to say, like, video games are fucking cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, this is the stuff that we always dreamed of growing up. It's like, oh man, I wish I could play video games for a living, and I wish I could get paid. And it's just like,
Yeah, but now we're all old.
Yeah.
And like our reflexes aren't good and our eyesight sucks.
but
Now's
yeah, man.
the time to do it if you're gonna do it.
I mean, it's awesome, and obviously 3 million is the big takeaway. But any game, any competitive game, they're guaranteed to be some type of pro or semi-pro league where you can jump in and everything from like, they have the Gran Turismo tour,
Right. They got
they have Smash, and Madden, Smash,
Mortal Kombat,
all the shooters. They have Evo for fighting games and stuff. So, I mean, it's so cool that we live in a world now. You look at the Overwatch League, that is literally worldwide.
Right.
They have teams from all over the world in different cities. Super, super cool. Again, you know, 16 years old. This kid's life just fucking changed forever. Good for him.
Congrats to his parents.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I know, right?
You guys were worried for a while. I know you were. He was playing a lot of Fortnite.
Do your homework and, you know, make sure you study for that algebra test. And you're like, fuck you, mom and dad. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. That's all the news that I had. Do you guys have anything?
I watched did you watch the Blair Witch Project
No,
trailer?
I wanted to. Okay, so that's what I want to do actually for next week. I'm gonna cut you off real quick. I want to do like trailer talk, I think, or like where if any like big trailers that are announced, I think we'll probably do it on this episode or like this podcast.
Okay.
Maybe at the end we'll just we'll watch them ahead of time and then just talk about them. But yeah, what did you? I mean, because I haven't seen it yet. What'd you think, or what did it look like?
It was like I don't know how much was like gameplay and how much was kind of like scripted type stuff, but it didn't look bad. It was pretty atmospheric.
Is it first person, like behind the camera?
Yeah, it looked like
Outlast.
Okay. Yeah, it reminded me of Outlast because it had the video camera.
Right.
You have a dog, and you can give him commands.
Okay.
And
it's gonna be really sad when that dog dies. You already know that's coming.
Yeah, he's gonna die for sure, or he might just be the only one who survives. Either way, he's yeah. But yeah, the dog was digging up something, so maybe that's a mechanic. He can go dig up clues. I got the vibe that it was more like I don't know how to put it, like.
Now, did they give
connecting the dots
like
rather
a mystery?
rather than just like straight up like Resident Evil 7 where it's kind of
trying
action
to escape.
slash survival horror. It seemed more like survival horror slash like Outlast.
So
that's what it reminded me of.
Did they give any? Now, did they give any context to the story? Is it going to like follow the story? Like, so in the movie, if you don't remember, this group of three or four, classmates, they go out to like. The
Virginia woods or something.
To like investigate the
Blair Witch.
Yeah, the tale or what is it, the legend of the Blair Witch, and all this freaky shit starts happening. So is it something like that? Did they say like
it's just one dude out there by himself, and he's trying to investigate. I want to say it takes place after the movie because I could have swore, and correct me if I'm wrong, that he found a tape. And the tape was actual footage from the movie.
What, like the movie ending?
Like the
movie,
where
the guy, the somebody standing in the corner.
Yeah, but it wasn't that part. It was a different part of the movie. So I don't know if.
Okay, you might be right.
Yeah, so I don't know if that was.
That's kind of cool.
I couldn't tell if it was like in game or if it was like the actual real life movie.
Interesting.
That was in the game.
So I'm wondering if if we're going by the lore of the movie, whoever, because I can't remember what happens, but they all like disappear in the woods.
Yeah,
and maybe he's like a journalist,
right?
That is searching for the characters in the movie. Yeah. Okay, that could be cool.
That could be cool, and it looks really cool. I was just like Blair Witch, like what?
Now was it because in Outlast, most like 95% of it takes place at night. Did they show that? Is it like all at night? In the trailer?
I saw it was at night.
It was, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was going to be like in the movie where, for the most part, up until probably the last third of the movie, it was split up pretty evenly between
that first
night,
teaser trailer was during the day though. I think
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
so maybe it's both.
But that's cool. I like that. I like the sound.
It's
now is it? I guess the last question I have is: were you using the camera the whole time? Like
it didn't look like it. It looked like you pulled it up
for like the night vision,
right?
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Or
so like kind of like
evidence
or whatever.
Something.
Okay,
right.
just record. Okay, that's cool.
It wasn't very long. It didn't show too much.
Right. Did you guys see? Have you guys been on IGN lately? For the last month, they've done like a deep dive into Control, which is the Remedy game. No. Have you guys checked that out?
No.
Dude, that game looks so good. It comes out mid-August, late August. If you guys did you guys like Alan Wake?
Mm-hmm.
I
had Alan Wake.
Yeah, I remember you did. I couldn't remember if you liked it though.
Yeah, it was cool.
I think this game is going to be super. I think it's going to be right up your alley. It's super. Same thing, psychological. All this weird shit happens. So basically, do you guys know what it's about?
No, I have no idea.
So you're like the head of it's called the Bureau of Control. So the government has officially acknowledged that there are like there's paranormal shit happening in the world, and that there's like this, I believe, this other dimension. And so they've created like an actual government agency called the Bureau of Control that is tasked with keeping like our world like from going to shit. So you, if I remember correctly, it sounds kind of cliche, but you arrive on your first day on the job and like everything's gone to hell. Like something happened, and I think it's called the house or the safe house or something, or the tower. But you go in and investigate like what's going on, and yeah, you like flip back and forth between the real world, the other world, and then at some point the two start to mix, so you don't know what's what.
There's a gameplay of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's tons. There's
like
tons.
Third person.
Yeah, third person shooter. The gun that you get, there's only one gun in the game, but it's like a transforming gun. So there's like
more than it's just
yes, there's technically more than one gun. It's like
Right.
one gun with like multiple ways to
Uses
use.
or
Yeah.
whatever.
So you have like the pistol.
So that's cool.
And everything's unlimited ammo. So all you have
I like that.
but there's like a cooldown timer. So,
Damn it.
So yeah, it's too good to be true. So there's a cooldown timer on everything, but yeah, like the gun can be a pistol, but it can transform into like a shotgun. Not transform, but like it shoots like a shotgun, or like I'm assuming an automatic, like an AR or whatever. But
Cool.
but yeah, super cool. I'm interested in that. I'm trying to think of anything else.
I wonder if it's gonna have any kind of weird, strange mechanics. Because like in Alan Wake, you had the flashlight that you had to hold the flashlight on the enemy to shoot him, and then like Quantum Break, it had like those.
Right.
I didn't play it, but from what I saw, it had those like strange like fracturing of whatever.
This one, I
Like freezing
believe,
time and
I
stuff.
believe there's like telekinesis where you can pick up objects in the
Yeah.
environment and kind of hurl them
Gotcha.
towards enemies or stuff like that. I don't know if it gets any deeper or any different than that. But yeah, I mean, other than that, what have you guys been playing? I guess we didn't talk about that at the beginning.
I'm about 35 hours into Octopath Traveler.
Still liking it?
Yeah, I think I'm maybe like a quarter of the way through the game.
I'm so, dude, I want to play that so bad. When I get a Switch, there's so many games I have to play, like on my and like already in the backlog.
Yeah, Black Ops 4 has been pissing us off, so we've been playing World War II. And other than that, I don't think I've been playing much.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah.
Anything? Same?
Yeah, pretty much the same.
Yeah. I mean, really, I haven't been playing any. Well, actually, that's not true. I picked up Resident Evil 2 again. I started playing, so I've already beat it once. I didn't go through like the second run or the second playthrough. I played as Leon, beat it, didn't go back to play Claire. But I got I don't know if it's technically DLC or not, but it was $4.99, but it basically gave you all the unlocks that you would normally have to get from like, you have to like beat it in like 2 hours or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyway, I paid $5 and it gives me like a submachine gun with unlimited ammo and a rocket launcher with unlimited ammo. And so I've
That's
been,
always fun.
yeah, so that's funny. Okay, so if anybody that watched, we put up a new episode of the Definitive Top 10. This week's episode was all about hardware. Leo, our older brother, just texted us and said, the reason we played the PlayStation 1 upside down was because John puked on it, and it was the only way that it worked. So there you go.
That was his friend.
That was his best friend. Still his best friend, but that was his best friend in high school.
Okay. I wonder how many people have similar stories.
So there you go. That's the reason we had to flip the PlayStation upside down. Anyway, that's funny. But yeah, so I paid the $4.99 for the DLC. So I've just been running through that. It's still fun. It's fun to just go, like, everything's a lot less scary when you don't have to worry about ammo.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
The second time I played Resident Evil 4, I had like unlimited ammo, and I had it was the revolver. It was a
Magnum?
Yeah,
Or
it was
Resident
a
Evil?
broken butterfly. That's what it was called.
Yes.
It was like the strongest. It was like a one-shot kill for most enemies, and it made the game so less scary.
That's
so
what I
much
mean.
more fun.
It's like God mode.
So I just got to the point. Spoilers for Resident Evil 2. I'll give you a couple seconds to mute it if you want, if you haven't played it yet. I started playing Leon's I started fresh with Leon again, but I just got to the point and the past the underground facility into the parking garage area where you find the guy in the prison cell that had the key card for the parking garage. You know what I mean? And then his face just got smashed in by Mr. X.
Mr. X.
Yeah.
Dude's scary.
Yeah, so for the boss fight right before that, where you first get to the underground facility, remember?
I remember.
He I can't remember his name, but you walk through and
Is
then
it like where it's like a bunch of steam? Like
yes, yes.
That boss was so hard for me when I played it because like I ran out of ammo for all my guns and like I had to like run around and like find grenades and stuff and like I don't even remember how I beat him because the ammo in the area like it didn't respawn.
You were playing it for like a half an hour just running around.
It took me like 12 seconds. I pulled out the rocket launcher. It was 3 rockets and he was dead. So, but yeah. So anyway, that's what I've been doing. I'm just playing through that again.
I wish they would have done more with like the giant alligator in the remake.
Yeah.
Because in the original, it was like you actually like fought the alligator and stuff, and it was just like pretty much like a quick time event to like, beat them in the remake.
Yeah, I wish there was a couple things more expanded too. But so I'm probably gonna beat that, and then I'll go through and play as Claire because I still haven't done that. Regardless. And then I am still very slowly working my way through the Spider-Man Platinum. I've already beat the game. I started New Game Plus. But I'm just, at this point, it's just clearing the map. Collectibles, side quests, and things like that, just to clear off trophies. Other than that, there really isn't a ton. I still want to play... literally just came out. Wolfenstein, Youngblood.
Yeah.
Other than that, I mean, there's not anything in August. Or Control, I guess. And then really that's kind of what kicks off the holiday season in the fall. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much everything. Kind of a slow week. I mean, there was some news, but yeah, overall it was kind of a slow week. You guys have anything?
No, sir.
No, nothing. All right, well, this is going to be a short episode. I don't want to waste your guys' time with a bunch of filler content. So, again, give us a thumbs up. Subscribe at youtube.com/SavePointVids. We will put this up. We're recording this on Tuesday, the 29th of July. This will go up. I'm sorry, we're recording this on Monday, the 29th. This will go up on Wednesday, the 31st. This week, the episodes were flipped a little bit. We had a little scheduling snafu, but we'll be back on track. So this episode will go up on Wednesday. Obviously, by the time you listen to this, it'll be up, and then it'll go up. Should be every Monday after that. So check it out. Again, give us a thumbs up, subscribe. On Wednesdays, we do the definitive top 10, where we have our top 10 list of whatever we want to talk about in the gaming industry and then or video game related and kind of combine it into a definitive list. And then on Fridays we have our Let's Play. So this week is going to be it'll go up on Friday, which is the 2nd of August. I can't believe it's August already. Yeah. But these two Xbots who don't really have access to a PS4, they're actually going to play through Spider-Man PS4. So that'll be the Let's Play for this Friday. So check it out. Again, YouTube. Find us on podcast services. You know the rigmarole. And until next time, everybody stay safe.